Hey, what's up, everybody? Bringing you another review. This time is of the Mezco Toys Classic Superman. Let's get started. First and foremost, I know this release was plagued by delays and setbacks and things like that. So overall, what we've seen and what we got aren't exactly what people wanted. But hey, we're still getting something cool. So let's try to be optimistic about it. In this case, Superman, which pretty much has been delayed for about a year now, actually came out pretty cool looking. There's some gripes about the look because obviously it's supposed to be classic Superman. So it's your definitive go-to Superman that everyone wanted. While it has some issues, it still is a really solid figure. It's just that people who are Superman fans are going to have some big gripes with it. Like the blue is just being too shiny, a little too metallic. As you can see under my light, it's just really, really shiny. Some people also have problems with the boots not matching that of the classic look. And they think it's a little cop-out considering it looks a little similar to that of the Green Arrow boots. But overall, the look is still pretty nice. One gripe that I personally have is that the lack of wired cape, which you figured if it was delayed, you would get a wired cape by now, but that's not something that we actually got, and that's totally fine considering most people can always rewire it or do whatever it is you want to do to it. Overall, though, the figure is still really nice. So let's get started on what's good, what's bad, what's overall soups. The shield emblem is really nice, a little small for my liking, but still overall really, really nice. One of the things that people were worried about is that the emblem being too small ended up actually coming up short. It leaves a little bit of too much negative space for that of Superman, considering his shield emblem is a lot bigger. But overall, still pretty nice. The head sculpt is actually done really, really well. It's reminiscent of a classic Neil Adams look that you would get from 70s classic Superman, while mixed with a dabble of Clark Kent. Looks really good. It's really nice. It's not soft. It didn't dabble on it. The only people talked about the neck being a little too long, a little too stiff. Well, considering he can actually look up for flight poses, I think the neck is just fine. I think it's one of those things you trade off the long neck for the ability to do flight poses, which is very important because Superman flies a lot. He's Superman. So as you can see here, this actually is quite important to me that he's able to do this. One of the things I'm not really feeling is the droop down for the chest part. It's one of those things that pretty much bothers me. It looks more like a cosplay costume rather than a classic look. But it's still really, really good. It's not one of those things I'm just going to go, oh, this is a deal breaker. It bothers me because I don't think Superman ever would really do that. But overall, it's still really nice. You have the yellow belt, but it doesn't go over the trunks like the classic look. It's more of a stylized New 52-ish look as opposed to the classic look. So that's something a little different. But like all Mezco stuff, it makes alterations to it. So that's not something that really bothers me. Now, in terms of articulation, the arms are double jointed. They go up about this far. You can actually fold the arms really high up. For obvious reasons, you can't go all the way around because it's cloth, but it does show you that he can get a nice range of motion. As far as ab crunch goes, Superman can go about this far forward, pretty far back considering it's for flight poses, so that's done really well. The leg can come up about this high, double jointed legs, and it can rotate out as well. So these are all things you can look forward to. The ankle pivot has been reverted because considering Superman has been delayed, it's not one of those figures that has a new ankle pivot. So that's something you will want to worry about. If you're going to mod it or you're going to rock it, Superman can get pretty far across though on ankle pivot, just about this far. So that's pretty good before it becomes a little uneven, but the leg can stretch pretty far out. The cape is a nice addition. It's the classic cape. As far as outside of being wide, the cape is actually done pretty well. But overall, though, for those that love Superman and wanted a definitive Superman, this is one of those things where it's the people who are Superman fans are going to be severely disappointed. But for those that are casual Superman fans, probably won't even notice. Just in case I missed it, there's also thigh swivel as well, so don't miss out on that. The Superman does look really good. The only other drawback that I have, other than the minor gripes that I have about the wire and the chest piece, is that Superman is a little small. Compared to other people, is like Superman is actually a bit smaller. But we're going to get into that in a second about height-wise. I want to talk about the features on Superman. Superman actually comes with a really cool feature of you can actually attach these to Superman's chest to make it look like ricocheting bullets. And I'm a big fan of this. This is a feature I really, really enjoyed, and I thought it was really cool. For some reason, I can't find the third bullet effect. I may have dropped it, but we'll get into that in a second. But you can apply these two right here, and it looks really cool. Deflecting bullets and ricocheting. Really, really cool. It's a nice magnetic touch in here. I really like it. You also get a small piece of kryptonite for your enemies to give to you, or you want to put it up in display in your Fortress of Solitude. This is one of those really cool things where it goes a long way to do the minor features. You also get, what's really cool is the Bottle City of Candor, which you rarely ever see as an accessory for anything. So again, for those who are really good at displaying their stuff and just want really cool displays, this is something really nice to add to your collection for your Mezco Superman. Superman also comes with flight hands, salute hands, higher hands, whatever they are. And they come with these open palm hands, which can be used for grabbing stuff, holding things, or just overall looking menacing if you really want them to. Superman comes with one alternative head, and that head being the one that shoots his heat vision. Now, the drawback to the heat vision head is that it is missing eyebrows. Otherwise, the sculpt is really nice. The paint looks really well, and it may not show really well here on my camera, but it actually is painted a little well. Obviously, there are yellow dots there as well to signify where the heat vision is coming from. But the lack of eyebrows makes it look a lot less menacing than it already is. Also, just like on the previous Superman, you actually, if you cover it up, it actually glows. But I don't think you guys will ever really see that. But it actually does glow in the dark. So that's pretty cool. What was I going to go to next? Sorry about that. Superman's height. Now, comparing with other lines, you'll see that Superman is actually a little short. Oh, that's what I forgot. Superman's chains. So this is based off a classic cover where you get the chains with Superman escaping. These chains are pretty cool because you can actually, they're bendable. So you can actually make them straight. You can bend them. You can make it look like he's holding them. Whatever it is you want to do, this is actually a really cool thing that I enjoy a lot. I think it's one of those things that are really cool. It's based off an iconic cover piece, and it's just really nice. So I enjoy that. So height-wise, though, what's bothering me the most is that Superman seems to be a little smaller than people, when actually Superman should be a little bigger. As you can see, he looks about the same height, if not smaller than Flash. Let's put him up next to the big red cheese, Billy Batson. Just one of those things where he just looks smaller than them. And maybe it'd be a new buck, a new body, so that may be it. But overall, I don't think that Superman should be smaller than other characters. Otherwise, I'm really enjoying Superman, but I just don't think that he should be smaller than them. But it'll make good for big monsters to fight, I guess. That was him comparing him to the Mezco Flash and Captain Marvel, a.k.a. Shazam. This is him next to the Batman, which was released for Batman v Superman. As you can see, he's much smaller than him. So that's one of those things where, again, I worry because he shouldn't be smaller. And this is him next to his Superman counterpart. So as you can see, sizing here is quite a bit of an issue for some. But overall, if you're just looking at a Superman figure, you should be all right. This is him next to his Mafex counterpart. Still smaller. This is him next to a Marvel Legend. This one seems to be more of an appropriate height. So in terms of Marvel Legends, Superman is definitely in scale with them. Here he is next to a Figma Hulk. And I'm just doing that because he's Superman. I wouldn't compare him to the Hulk otherwise. But it's just cool to do it. Because everyone wants to do those classic fights, you know, that you always talk about. Superman versus the Hulk. Superman versus Saitama. Here he is with an SH Figuarts King form blade. He pretty much towers over him for obvious reasons. And then we're going to compare him next to AI Ninja. So you can see height-wise, Superman's kind of in that middle ground where it's a little too short to be in scale with other Mezcos, but big enough to work with other ones. So just one of those things. Real quick, I want to do a quick thing where I show you what it's like to put other heads on Superman. So now Superman looks like he's cosplaying with Shazam. So this is one of those things where you can actually get a lot of fun out of the figure, but if you are a big Superman enthusiast, you may be a little let down. But overall, I'm still enjoying the figure. Plan on making some modifications to the cape, obviously, but in the meantime, no, I'm still going to plan to enjoy it. Hopefully you will too. If not, totally understand. In the meantime, guys, hope you found this informative. Hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you're being good and do good. I had a brain fart there. Drink your water, guys. Later.